Hello, beautiful Simmers. Today we're going over the Sims for Horse Ranch Expansion Pack CAS items. This pack retails for $39.99 USD. However, every few months the EA app does have sales where you can get this for as low as $19.99 USD. If you do decide to purchase this expansion pack, you can use a creator code. While it doesn't give you a discount, it is a way to support your favorite creators in that it gives them a small commission. Throughout this video, I'll be giving you my thoughts on these CAS items, as well as at the end of the video, we will see some styled looks that I created. We do have some new aspirations. Under food, we have Expert Nectar Maker. The Sim wants to master the art of nectar making, honing their ability to consistently craft the only best nectars. They also want to make an absurd amount of simoleons doing it. The next aspiration is under Athletic, Championship Rider. This Sim wants to be one of the world's premier horse riders and will prove it by participating in horse competitions. We also have some new traits. We have Rancher. These Sims excel at ranch life and take pride in their work. They enjoy ranch chores and caring for their livestock. And then we also have Horse Lover. These Sims share a strong bond with horses. They have an easier time socializing with and caring for horses than other Sims. We're starting off with an infant, Calvin. As you can see, he does have very big ears, so this onesie does make them, it does stick out through them. So I wanted to just show you that. I think this item is really cute, and I love that infants actually get something in this pack. Now, the toddlers actually get this cute little button-up shirt. Look at those flowers and the little horses and cows on them. I think this is adorable, and I love that they included it in the pack. These pants are just so fun for the little toddlers. I am so glad that they added that for the toddlers to have. And of course, definitely they need boots. You know, those are always fun to have for them. So I wanted to show you those as well. Now we're getting into hairstyles for the children, boys. We've got a few new hairstyles, and then we get some hats. Cowboy hat right here, and I do like that we do get some different swatches there. Now we have a horse riding helmet, and you'll be surprised to see that we actually have some fun ones. Look at that unicorn and the rainbow. It's so fun. Now we're getting on to tops for the young boys. We've got this zip-up jacket, which is pretty basic. I mean, yes, that swatch right there does look like it can be used out on the ranch or the farm. Here are a pair of jeans, and I just wanted to bring attention to the belt and the little hanky or whatever it is that are in the back pockets. Now, the boys do get boots, of course, cowboy boots. So we're going through those swatches. I love how they have some dirty, muddy swatches or dried up dirt there. I think that's awesome. Now we're going into the styled looks. All right, for adult males, we've got some questionable hairstyles here. And then, of course, we got the cornrows and another hairstyle. I don't know. Some of these just aren't really hitting it with me. Now we've got some facial hair as well in this pack. I don't know. I had to change it back because I just wasn't feeling it. Okay, we do get some earrings. You can see the little horseshoe there. I think that's kind of fun. And these look more like a medallion, or more like they have leather in the inside, or more like a native type earring. We got some bandanas here. We do have some plain swatches, and this one is tied around to the front, which is kind of interesting. And I do like it how it's not painted on. That's nice. We've got a nice bolo tie here. I love the turquoise and bringing that into the pack. Now we've got cowboy hats for the adult men. So this is basically the same swatch. Now the men do get another hat, and you can see this is more so like a braided rope or leather strap around the hat, and there's a little shiny spot there. Here's also another hat. This isn't exactly like a cowboy type hat, but it's similar. I do like the dirty swatches, and of course they get a horse riding helmet, and then we get a hat, a baseball hat. Now you notice there's a detail there where it looks like it's kind of worn, and I appreciate that for this pack. I think that's a really good idea. We do have another hat, and you can see the feather in it, and we do get some of those dirty swatches, and I am just loving that. It definitely goes with the ranch hand vibe, you know? I think that's great. Now we're going into tops. We've got quite a few tops for the masculine frame Sims. This one is kind of interesting because it's almost like a jacket, but it looks like it could be a button-up top. And I just love the designs that they've got going on. I think that's a nice detail. This top here is pretty basic, I feel like, but it does go with the pack nicely. Now, this one I had to just point out the little gloves sticking out of the pocket. I think that is so fun, you know, they're working on there. And of course, I do have to point out those dirty swatches. Now, this one looks like he just woke up and, you know, is wearing a pajama top, and then he put a jacket over top of it to go out and tend to some chores or something like that. That's the vibe I'm getting off of this one. Now, this vest here, you can see how it's supposed to be leather. We've got some of those swatches where you can actually tell that the texture they're going with is leather, so that's pretty cool. Now, this one here, I love how they have the little tag. It almost reminds me of a Levi's tag, but I do think that that's kind of cool. And again, we have those dirty swatches. Now we've got a nice dress up, button up top. And I think this is kind of fun if you want to put your Sims, all of them, like in, you know, like a nice family portrait type deal, or they're going somewhere. I think you can do that. Now, this is just a regular button-up blue jean and plaid top. Now, we've got one where the sleeves are rolled up a bit. And again, I am just living for the dirt on those shirts. I think that is awesome. We've got a jean jacket here. We've got a lot of denim in this pack. So, yeah. Okay, again, we have those dirty swatches, and we even got swatches on the plaid. Now, this one, I love that we have a bolo tie with it. I think that is so cool. This is, I don't know, more like rundown type. I don't know how to describe it. This, I'm not really feeling this top. It just is kind of not, it's just not doing it for me. I don't know. This one was kind of interesting. The vest, I do like it how it has the teeth on there, and I love this, of course, the Aztec design. So you're getting some indigenous designs on there. Now we've got another vest item here. And then we're going into full body outfits, which you can see the dirt on the bottom of the jeans is a nice touch. And then we've got this one, a very long, almost like a trench coat type coat we're dealing with. And again, we do get the dirty swatches as well. Now, this coat is, it's more, I'm going to say that this item is more dressed up. As you can see, we've got a shirt underneath that looks like one of the shirts that we've seen earlier. Now, we do have horseback riding gear for the adult men. And then check this out. The belt buckle, I just had to show you that. I think they did an excellent job with the belt buckles and paying attention to the detail here. We do have to keep in mind that this pack is more recent than some of the others that we've seen. Now, we do have some, yep, there's the belt buckle. We are getting a lot of those dirty swatches as well for the bottom of these jeans. And of course, they're going to need some gloves. So I do think that that's a great addition to the CAS items here. Now we've got some boots for the masculine framed Sims. And, you know, these are just your standard nice cowboy boots. And again, we've got those dirt swatches. Now, we've got some other cowboy boots that are just a little bit different than the ones that we've seen earlier. Now we're going into the styled looks. And yeah, you can see how some of those look with the hats and how they paired some of these items together. It's just kind of interesting to see sometimes. Now for the little girls, I do have to do these same swatches again, and you'll notice that this one, you can see the little tail on the back. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? I didn't go through all the swatches, but I wanted you to get an idea. Of course, the toddler girls are getting that same shirt that the little toddler boys got, in addition to a little dress. I just love how that first swatch of the dress matches the hair ties in her hair. I think that's so cool. But they do get the jeans, and then of course they get the little boots. So I decided to zoom in here for you guys so you could get a better idea of what those are. Now for the little girls. The little girls get 3 new hairstyles, and I wish we could change the color of the hair tie to whatever color of hair we want. Now, these hairstyles, I like the first one, but the next 2 are just not doing it for me. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it's hit and miss. Of course, they get the cowgirl hat and they get the horse riding helmet, which is great. I can understand when they recycle these type of items, it makes sense. Now this top here, I love that the tie isn't painted on. I think that's great. This is a nice cute top, a good addition to have, and this one is just adorable. Look at those straps there, they're tied, and then we have the ruffles. I think that this is just a cute, fun top. We've got a few different swatches here that some of them are kind of fun and striped. Now we're going into the jeans, and believe that they are the same as the little boys got. So I'm just showing you the back of the pants, and in addition to those pants, the little girls get a skirt. Now the tie is painted on, but I do think it's cool how we have that little see-through at the bottom. I think that that would be hard to actually incorporate. Of course, the little girls get the cowgirl boots, so that's fun there too. They're all the same swatches that we've seen. Here are the styled looks that you can use as well. Now we're getting into the adult female Sims. Again, this is a recycled hairstyle from the little girls. I wish the little girls would have gotten all of these hairstyles as well, because I feel like these are a lot nicer. And it's just showing that you could see the edges. Yeah, see, these are the 2 recycled hairstyles that we have. I wish they would have recycled these ones for the little girls. Like, why? Why couldn't we have had those really cute ones? I don't understand. Of course, the female Sims get the cowgirl hat. They get this hat as well. So we're just seeing some repeats here, which is fine for these, at least in my opinion. You guys are going to have to let me know when you think, if ever, it's okay to recycle items. Of course, we get the horse riding helmet. And in my opinion, yeah, because you don't want one person protecting their head and not the other. And here is the baseball hat that we have. I think this is nice again. And we've got this one. I wanted to show you guys the front of this hat so you could get a better idea of it. We've got the earrings here, and again, we're just going to go through them so you can see how they look on the female frame Sims. Like I said, this is reminding me of like the Navajo, some of the Navajo earrings. I think that, I don't know, it's nice to see a little bit of semi-representation in there. It's kind of odd that the female Sims get the bolo, but I don't know, whatever. All right, they get the bandana as well, and again, there's that tie there. So you're just getting an idea of how these basically look on female frame Sims. We've got the tops here. Again, we've got a lot of denim in this pack. Now this one is, I love this. I think it's so nice. Like, it's just a nice dress shirt, you know? And it goes with the theme very nicely. I just wanted to show you how the back looks here, and I just think those are so nice. So this top here, we do get the Sherpa or the faux Sherpa. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word now, but you know what I'm trying to say. The vest, whatever. Now, I think this is kind of fun. Look at those. Did you notice on the elbows, there's some designs on some of them and not some of the others? Okay, we've got that top. Okay, we've got another one, and this looks like one of the tops that we've seen before, and that is actually underneath a jacket. Now you can see we've got the vest there, and we're just going through these swatches like crazy. Okay, all right, we've got a nice warm weather top, which is kind of interesting. I mean, it's different. This one is a very heavy coat, so it's definitely going to keep your sim warm. Hopefully, if you have seasons, they're not going to perish. Anyways, this denim jacket, did you see the detail on the arms? I think that's awesome. And then we've got the dirty swatches. Of course, you know I love those. Look at that. You see the tag, and it's very nice. And I like that the zipper isn't painted on either. I think that this pack is doing a lot better with not painting on items. This is just a basic tee, one top, one side, you know. Okay. We've got the pony on the side, which is kind of fun. And then we have this vest, which is like a vest top, but it's kind of interesting because it does have that Sherpa on there. Well, I guess we have seen those in real life, so I guess it's not all that interesting. But we've got this top with the vest as well. And then I think this one is so cute. But for some reason, we've got this weird thing where the shirts like to lean over to one side of it. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Now, this is another adorable top. And look at that cinching there. Isn't that fun? I think that they've done a great job on a lot of these. And then we got some flowery swatches, although I do think that resembles cottage living a bit. Now this one is like a leather type jacket where you can see some of those hanging down. And one side, it looks more like how a jacket would look like in real life. And did you see we had some cute swatches up at the top? That's kind of fun. This one looks more like a night shirt in my opinion. You know, I don't really know. We're getting into the full body items. We've got a lot more for them than the men do. Again, we're getting those dirty swatches. This one, for some reason, I'm thinking of a teacher from the 60s. That's the vibe that I'm getting off of this. Nonetheless, it is cute. I love that this isn't painted on. You know that. This just reminds me of her working like in the auto shop. If you have the new kit, then maybe you should put her in that. I don't know. Now, this is kind of interesting, like the ascot, the corset type vest deal we've got going on, and the big sleeves. We've got a lot of big sleeves in this pack. That is painted on, unfortunately, and I love the little details. We're getting a lot of details in these. Of course, she has the horse riding clothes, so she can be a professional horseback rider if she wants to. Now we're getting into the bottoms. You can see some like almost holes in the jeans. We've got a nice skirt, and look at that belt. Isn't that awesome? I kind of like this. And then we've got flowers up there. That's kind of fun. So we do get those swatches with a few. And then I love these. They're so nice. Obviously, they go great with the pack, of course. But we're not getting dirty swatches. Why are all the guys getting the dirty swatches and the women not? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I just don't understand. Now, I had to show you guys this right there. You see that? I needed to show you guys. That's painted on. What the heck are we doing? We were doing so well with some of the items, with most of them. But these shorts are cute nonetheless. Again, this is a cute skirt, little ruffles down at the bottom. I think that's kind of fun. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be more of a leather skirt or not, but you can see the trim of it is supposed to be leather. Now, the female frame sims do get a lot more shoes to choose from. which I thought was kind of interesting. You can see these, I mean, they're kind of different, and I adore the swatches with the designs and all that on them. I think it's awesome. And of course, these ones, I think I wanted to show that the heel kind of sticks out a little bit. I can't really remember. Of course, the female Sims get the gloves as well. And we do get some dirty swatches with those. Now we've got the styled looks for the female Sims, and we're just going through them. I'm really disappointed that they didn't get dirty swatches for the jeans that they have. I just don't understand. Now we're into horses. We're going through the different traits. You can pause to read, but this is kind of a ways to go. I'm going through a lot of these swatches because I know some of you guys are really into horses and you're definitely going to want to see these, okay? But if you are, maybe you've already bought the pack, but maybe you're like me and you're like, I can't, I have to wait till it's on sale. And you want to know if this pack is going to be worth it to you. So we're going through all the different types of horse breeds we've got there, and all the different colors and color combinations that we can get. As you saw earlier, I was swatching, changing different colors and whatnot. But we're going to go through all sorts of things. So here we have the mane. You can see it's just your basic mane, you know. And then this one's kind of cool because it's braided. I love that. You got the bantu knots. And this one is just buzzed. And this one's got the curl. And this one is really short. It's kind of odd to me. And then of course you can go bald. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just putting that on there. And then we have the little tuft for the hair. You can change those. I think that's a nice touch. So you can do whatever you want, or you can leave it plain. Now we only get 4 different types of tails, which I feel like we should have gotten more. And then 3 different types of, like, for around your hooves and stuff. Now we're getting on to the saddles. So I love the detailing here. I feel like they did an excellent job making it look like etched in. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that they did very well. I give them props there. This one's kind of fun because we've got those pouches sticking out. Now, you guys will have to let me know. Do you ride horses? Have you ever ridden a horse? Have you seen a unicorn before? Or was it just a narwhal? Maybe unicorns are actually narwhals, and somewhere along the line somebody got their wires crossed. Now of course we got the reins, and we just went through one of the swatches, but I'm going through the other rein swatches here. Now I tried to take the saddle off so you guys could get an idea of what the underneath looks like for these. Now we will go through this though on a different, I can't remember if it's the elder horses or the younger horses, I can't remember, but you cannot take the saddle off of these horses. You can't. It's undoable. It's just a part of them, unfortunately. Now this is kind of funny, you guys. Look at that. Hats. You know, some of us love to accessorize our pets, so I can see it. And this is a game, so we gotta have fun with it, right? Can do what you want. Now look at that little bow. Oh, adorable. And then of course the rose to match the rose around the head. Very nice, right? Now, you know, you want to keep those legs warm with some leg warmers for your horse. Very nice. I'm just calling them leg warmers. Now we've got different breeds of horses. This would be our breed section, I guess. I kind of got that mixed up earlier when I was just going through the colors, but I guess this would be the breed section. So we're going to go through all of these to give you guys an idea what type of horses you can make. And keep in mind that you can change the, you know, the mane, the nose, all that type of stuff, okay? Now, I just had to show you guys all these little things. If you want to skip to the next chapter, definitely do that. But I had to show you guys all the different things that you can do here, which is kind of annoying for me because it does take a long time for me to do, even though I am doing it on super speed. So, oh my God, that doesn't sound right. That's not what I meant. I am not taking... no, I'm doing, I sped along the video. I think you all knew what I meant, but I just have to clarify, okay? Okay. But you can use these to add further customization to your pony. Yes, let's make My Little Pony. Oh my gosh. Yes, let's do it. Oh, I want to do that right now. Okay, I had this My Little Pony. Did you ever have a My Little Pony? Of course, I didn't grow up in the age where it was like super popular. I'm a lot younger than that, but I did have a My Little Pony, and mine was purple with pink hair. So if you have had one or have one, you're gonna have to drop it in the comments and let me know what your My Little Pony looked like. All right, I'm curious. And we're almost done. And yes, but yeah, you can change the brush size and the opacity, all that good stuff, the color, and you can erase, of course. So it's just something cool to do. It's just like the cats and dogs, you know. We've got there you can see, I think we're on, and why this is letting me do this now, don't know. So I guess the little ponies can't actually wear it, but we will be going through those swatches. Don't you worry, your pretty little mind. All right, so look at the cute little pony. I told you we were going through the swatches. All right. Going through them a lot faster. This one is fun. I think it's cute. But God, look at how cute the little pony is. Oh, so adorable. Yes. Oh. And the little ones, of course, don't get saddles because you shouldn't be riding little ponies, you know? Just leave them alone. All right, we only get 2 hair to choose from. You're either bald or you get a little bit of tuff on there. That's it. There is no in between. And for tails, you just get to choose one. That's it. No options there. Now you can change if you want yours to be more of a chunky horse or not so chunky. So you can do that as well. Hooves, you just get the one kind. And then we're going through all the breeds. I'm not going to actually go through each one, but I did want to show you that you guys can create your own horse breed. Here it's all ethical because it's just a game, right? So we don't need to worry about that. So I just wanted to show you guys, like, that was kind of fun to do. Now these all just get one: ears, nose, mouth. But as we get to the next chapter or whatever, we'll be going more through that. And the eyes weren't actually changing. Like, what? Look at that. Isn't that so cute? It's a little nub. Ah, so fun. Okay, again, you can accessorize, make them a little... All right, we're going into the different snouts. And some of them look a little odd, but whatever. Just like some people look a little bit odd. Some of our Sims, a lot of them look a little bit odd, right? So we've got the different types of noses and different nose colors. So that's kind of nice. You get to change the nose colors too. And eyes, if you want them set further apart. Again, I cannot see the eyes changing colors, so you guys are going to have to let me know if you notice that. Of course, we get unicorns, so I guess they do exist, right? Right. Isn't that so fun? I love the little sparkles that come out of it. Oh, just adorable. We're into detail edit mode, so you can make your horse. If you guys have seen my videos on expansion pack CAS items, then you know with some of them I do like to put together outfits so you can see how you might pair together certain items, you know, other than the styled looks, of course. With that, I'd also like to give you my final thoughts on these cast items. I wish that the female adult Sims would have gotten some dirty swatches with their pants and stuff. And on this one right here, you can see his braids going through. I just had to point that out. His braids go through the hood. But I wish that the female Sims would have gotten those dirty swatches. They did get the dirty swatches on the boots, but for some reason they don't get it on the jeans. They also get it on some of the shirts, which is nice. But again, why not the jeans? It did not make sense to me at all. The cast items for the males are very limited, but I do still think a lot of them were good nonetheless. And I think this is so adorable. I think the toddler, I would have loved to see a little cowgirl and cowboy hat for the toddlers. I think that that was missing there. I really wish they would have incorporated that because I just think that would be so freaking adorable. Now, this shirt right here, I noticed this on the back. It looks like it's a concert shirt. So I had to go through and see if there's anything on the backs, and it's just those two. But anyways, I do think that it would be good if the little kids got the hats. And I just, yeah. I think a lot of these items in this expansion pack were done very nicely. One thing I will take note of is there's still a lot of painting on the belts. I don't know when we're going to finally be able to get away from that, but I do like that a lot of the stuff for the tops was not painted on. I like how, I mean, we don't see any of this type of stuff throughout any of our clothing in The Sims, you know? So this is very pack specific, and I guess if you don't like that type of thing, then you're probably not going to like these clothing items, you know? But obviously, you would want to like the build items as well, or want some of that gameplay, but you might just be a cast player. I don't know. Anyways, I do think that I also wish that we would have gotten more jewelry items rather than just the 2 earrings. But I do know that they had the bandanas, so I guess that's why. I mean, I do think this pack is decent because it just gives us stuff that we don't see typically without this. You guys are going to have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what pack do you want to see next. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.